Welcome back. Well, the African Diaspora Forum has called on the South African government to compensate the victims of the different attacks on foreign nationals. The forum, which is made up of about 30 organizations, protects and defends the rights of migrants. The ADF has also called on the African Union and the United Nations to ensure that government protects all migrants here in South Africa. Now, this comes after a week of looting and attacks on foreign nationals in Gauteng. At least 10 people were killed, 2 of them foreign nationals. The incident has, sparked a continental outcry and reprisals attacks on South African businesses in some African countries. Marc Gbaffou is from the African Diaspora Forum, and he joins us now via Skype. Marc, thank you very much indeed for coming. So just tell us about this petition and why the need for it.
As you know, in South Africa for the past now 11 years, we've been talking about the xenophobic attacks, and each 6 or 8 months, we go into the same attacks. So we're talking about lives that we lost, businesses destroyed, and we've been engaging government for quite many years to try and find a long-lasting solution to these attacks. It's unfortunate that we couldn't reach something tangible with government where migrants have been documented in South Africa, so that there is no perception that they are all illegal. That when people go to renew the permit, they go and find that Home Affairs renew their permit. People can register and run their businesses in a safe environment. People don't have their businesses attacked. People are not killed because just of their nationalities. We've been talking about this. The African Diaspora Forum met with then President Jacob Zuma. We discussed about that. President Jacob Zuma asked myself to write a report of our meeting, and I've sent a report to the presidency. But up until today, I'm still in a shock to hear that after so many years and after what we've been doing, still in South Africa, you can be killed just because of your nationality. And this cannot be acceptable because South Africa knows what is discrimination. When people can put you in a bucket just because of the color of your skin, when people can just isolate you because of the color of your skin, South Africa knows that. No one in this
Marc, the South African police services.
What is discrimination?
We've heard, sorry to come in there, Marc, we've heard a lot of people, especially from government leaders, as well as the South African police, saying that these acts on the streets that we're seeing in Gauteng are purely criminality. It's purely criminal. You don't buy that? You think this is xenophobia?
We have been, our open letter in April 2015 is to tell then President Jacob Zuma that what is happening in South Africa is not just criminality, but it's called xenophobia. Because when you have 10 shops and maybe 7 shops belong to South African and 3 shops belongs to foreign nationals, and you have your 3 shops destroyed and the 7 others belong to South Africans are not touched, then there is something behind that. And also when you have a mayor like Herman Mashaba going on TV and tell the world that foreigners are not welcome in his city, when you have other officials, and many of them are fueling the situation, then you can easily call this xenophobia. Because when you say criminality, mean that you are not willing to find a solution to what is happening. And
let's look at it from let's look at it from the side of certain people that are complaining with regards to illegal foreign nationals in this country. I spoke to the spokesperson for the president earlier on, and I put this question to her. No doubt that foreign nationals in South Africa have contributed greatly to the fabric of this country. Their contributions are largely positive. There is concern, though, from certain people that illegal foreign nationals in South Africa are involved in criminal activity. What do you say with regards to that? What's your response?
We don't deny that there are some rotten potatoes in the migrant communities, and in any community you'll have criminals. And what we are saying is that we cannot make a blanket judgment on the migrant community. Very few migrants are involved in criminalities. We cannot say that all the migrants in South Africa.
Marc, you still with us?
Now, because of the type of statement that... Sorry?
You still with... Sorry, we're just having an issue with your line. Carry on, Marc.
Yeah, the type of statement utterances that authorities are making in the media and across South African media shows that they want to make a blanket judgment on the migrant community, which is not correct. You cannot be a criminal because of your nationality. A criminal is a criminal. When people are arrested, they are arrested because they are criminal. They are criminals. They are not arrested because they are not South African citizens. You know, so that's what we are saying. We're saying that the way the apartheid regime was making a blanket judgment on the black majority, it cannot be used against the migrant now, and that's what we are seeing on the street of South Africa. We've been talking about this. We don't see the South African government trying to portray a good image its own African continent for people to know what is Africa, and the people to embrace each other. When people want to renew their permit, it's not possible in South Africa currently because of the judgment that we're making, a blanket judgment that all migrants are wrong. And now the consequences is that you have it in schools, you have it in banks, in public areas where people can go and get services. In hospitals, migrants have been discriminated against.
Yeah.
And
look, Marc, many would agree. Many would agree with you. Many would agree with you that you can't single out a few, as you put it, rotten potatoes, to make a judgment call on an entire nationality. It's not indicative of an entire nationality. I fully agree with you. In terms of the compensation, though, how would it work? Is it even practically possible? Have you done research in terms of how much loss there is out there in terms of foreign-owned shops? And practically, how would this compensation even work? Has there been precedent set?
Look, there are a lot of research done. When you go to the African Center for Migration, you will have a lot of research documents talking about a lot of research materials talking about what is happening, what the job creation done by migrants and so on. There are so many documents out there, but unfortunately our authorities in South Africa are refusing to use those materials. They don't want to use it because also we think that the government cannot provide to its electorate. So they're using the attacks on migrants as a way to divert the electorate. Not look at them, not asking them, requesting anything from them.
Marc, we still got you?
To take care about, taking care of migrants. So,
sorry, Marc, we're just having a bad line there to you. The connection is not that good. But let me just try and squeeze in a few more questions if I can, if the line holds up. There's this meeting going to be taking place. It's a state visit by the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari coming to in October next month. And this is obviously going to be, one of the main high points of the agenda, high up on the agenda rather. Do you think this is significant and important to have those discussions at that level, head of state to head of state, and it now filtered down? Is it going to filter down, or do you think it needs to be more of a grassroots level, kind of approach?
Look, this type of discussions are very good because already it's alerting everyone to know that there is a discussion going on. But it cannot be isolated at that level because at the end of the day, it's not the head of state who are attacking people. How do we do and what do we do so that on a daily basis, both the migrant community and the South African one can embrace each other, do business together, and meet as African running business without attacking each other. And that's the most important. And this is more important than even the head of state meetings. So government should help us while they're having their meetings. They should help us as the people who are living, the masses, to understand each other. And this can be through your media, running some media element to show people that this is Africa and we want to build this continent, and the attacks are element to destroy our relationships.
Yeah.
And currently what is happening in the continent and the attacks now on South Africans, we are saying this is really unfortunate that we're reaching this stage because we wanted, the African Diaspora Forum wanted to avoid this. We've been talking about government officials, but people turn not to listen to what we are saying, and it's unfortunate that innocent people now are being attacked because of authorities are not wanting to do anything.
And you're looking for compensation, not just for the recent incidents that's taking place in 2019, but you're looking to go back right to 2008, correct?
Yeah, in 2008, about 67 people died. Many businesses, some of the people who were running businesses who were attacked, up until today, they couldn't recover anything and they lost those businesses forever. So we are saying, because when there are some attacks, the authorities are telling us that we will deal with the situation, but after a few weeks, they leave everything and life goes on. And they're waiting for the next attacks before they do something. Currently, we want it to be an open and honest discussion between South African authorities and the African authorities and the civil society organizations. A true discussion where we found a solution to what is happening, and not trying to portray a very good image, and behind of the image, people are being killed. That will be dishonor to ourselves.
Look, Marc, we've had these incidents, as we've been talking about. We've seen this happening in 2008. We've seen this happening in 2015. Present day, we're facing this as well. There's been discussion since 2008 in order to put paid to some of these tensions between foreign nationals and locals. What went wrong here? Why are these discussions failing?
Sorry, the line went dead.
I was just saying.
Hear your question, but
I was just saying. Look, we've been dealing with this since 2008, correct? We've had incidences in 2015 as well. Now we're faced with this once again. There's been discussions, I know for a fact that there's been discussions in various parts of this country, in various provinces, Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, in order to put paid to some of these tensions that exist among locals and foreign nationals. What went wrong here? Why is it not working?
Because we don't, as I put it just now, because the discussion that we are having are not honest discussion. We only discuss when there are some tensions. And after the tensions die down, we leave a discussion. So we are not willing to find a solution, a long-lasting solution. That's why it couldn't produce what we are looking for. Right. What we are asking is that it should be a proactive measures put in place that people are documented. People know that there are laws in South Africa. If you dare to attack a human being just because of his nationality, then you will face the law. When things like this are being put into place, then people are refrain to attack. But when you don't put those measures into place, then you are actually encouraging the attacks on migrants.
Marc, we appreciate your perspective. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here. Marc Gbaffou is from the African Diaspora Forum. We're going to take a quick break, get you more news next. Stay with us.